I haven't laughed so much during a new episode of MLP since... Oh wow, I don't know if I've ever laughed so much during any of the previous episodes. When I first heard the premise to make new friends but keep discord, I knew there was an immense amount of potential with such a story. But holy cow, the MLP staff have far exceeded my expectations here. Back during Appaloosa's Most Wanted, I knew the story accomplished what it set out to do, but I really didn't think it was anything more than just okay, because there really wasn't anything that would make me want to go back and watch it again and again. Make new friends but keep discord is a fantastic example of a story that just begs multiple viewings. There is so much going on in both the foreground and the background, I had a lot of difficulty catching all the little bits of humor the first time I watched it. But let's start from the beginning. With the return of the Grand Galloping Gala, for which I've been really hoping the MLP staff would bring back by the way, we find Discord feeling a little neglected that Fluttershy hadn't considered making him her +1 for the gala. Actually, make that severely neglected. Discord goes well beyond simple jealousy here. This is going into extreme possessiveness territory, where Discord simply can't deal with even the idea that some pony else is getting more of Fluttershy's attention than he is, which is further emphasized by the fact that this takes place during the grandest party of the year. Now, normally these kinds of stories can be rather tricky for writers because they need to walk a fine line of keeping both sides of the issue believable and relatable. We might have thought that Fluttershy would be a little more empathetic to Discord's feelings, given how kind and considerate she tends to be. But I never once got the feeling that Fluttershy was intentionally trying to avoid Discord, or keep him from her new friend Treehugger. So kudos to the writers for keeping all the characters likable while still escalating the conflict. And speaking of Treehugger, who'd have thought that a pony so deeply ingrained in hippie culture would be both highly entertaining and still manage to surprise the audience by fixing a problem that even the princesses couldn't handle? In the past, I haven't had much interest in such characters, as their dialogue can get old and repetitive rather quickly. But the way she interacted with the rest of the main six and Discord was really clever. Her dialogue never felt like it was dragging the story out at any point. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that this entire episode had near perfect timing with both its interactions and its comedy. The jokes were numerous, quick, and so many of them hit bullseye, which is essential for an episode that focuses on Discord, since that's really the best use of his chaotic nature. So much of his humor is all about his reactions, his costumes, the frequent references, and quite frankly, this episode was so jam-packed with them, I doubt I've been able to spot them all. For example, I tell you, I don't get no respect. And how many of you noticed that the tuxedos on Discord and the Smoos are paying tribute to Dumb and Dumber? Also, what in the world is this supposed to be? Once again, I can't remember the last time I've laughed that much during an episode of MLP. And let's not forget the Smoos itself. While certainly different from its G1 counterpart, as it feeds on treasures rather than making ponies despair, I actually like its inclusion in the G4 universe. A creature that is magic resistant, stops ponies in their tracks, and opens up a whole new world of possibilities for future villains who could control its powers. I love seeing new elements that expand upon the strange and magical creatures in Equestria. Beyond that, we also get a lot of short cameos from other characters that I'm sure the fandom appreciated. Sometimes including the rest of the main six in an episode makes it feel a bit too crowded, as their roles don't seem to add much to the story or the comedy. And while there weren't many characters that added to the story, they contributed plenty of moments towards the comedy, and even adorableness.
My little sister's all grown up! Hey!
We got a return of Maud Pie, whose humor is just as dry as ever. We even got a little more silliness from Celestia, which is certainly welcome from time to time. I suppose the only element I didn't find close to perfect was how predictable the story could be. There were certainly some surprises here and there, And really, the fact that Discord was the one going through this character arc really fit with his emotional maturity. Despite his age and even his cunning, he can often have the mindset of a child, and that will give the main six many more teaching opportunities while still keeping everyone likable. However, I could tell from the moment this story started exactly how it was going to end. And while that can be a bit distracting for many people, it won't keep me from wanting to go back and watching it again and again, just so I can laugh even more at all the little bits of humor and character moments. Overall, this is the kind of episode that is destined to become a fan favorite. The writers and animators have given us a treasure trove of creative humor, new characters and creatures that will dominate the fan art and fan fictions over the coming month. A welcome return of fan favorite characters who continue to exceed our expectations, as well as a new twist on elements from older episodes. A truly masterful piece of work, and a wonderful new addition from the staff of My Little Pony. And now, I would love to hear from each of you. What were your favorite standout moments from Make New Friends But Keep Discord? Did you like the portrayal of Tree Hugger and the Smooze? Do you think that Discord and Fluttershy's relationship make for a good point of conflict? Do you have any ideas for new stories or artwork that could come from this episode? I would like to hear your thoughts on Make New Friends But Keep Discord, and here's to hoping that Season 5 continues to impress over the coming months. I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Where's Twilight?
She's in Canterlot helping Princess Celestia with the gala.